we're working on episode 8 right now, and I've read episode 9, and I'm definitely honing in on my abilities, but I've spent most of the first 9 episodes getting the crap kicked out of me, which is great. I think that it should happen that way. It's funny you guys are here today. I've got a clean face. Like last episode, I had some big scuffs on my face. I had a black eye. Everybody's getting their licks in with everybody else. Everybody's getting beaten up on the show, and no side is really winning yet. It wouldn't be changing me as much if it wasn't Mark Pellegrino, but he's really convincing. You know, I've watched him give interviews and explain his side, and I start to listen to him. I start to get where he's coming from. But one thing I've found that's been really fun with Mark and I is we'll do some scenes that on paper I don't really see it, but then while we're working on them, I kind of there's definitely a bond forming between the two of us. He's becoming the closest thing I've ever had to a father figure since I don't really remember my dad. He left when I was young enough. So that the relationship there is growing, but every time we every time we get a little closer, he does something really dark and messed up and pushes me away a little bit, but it's kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 back, 2 forward. So at this point we're there's definitely a mutual respect, and there's some sort of weird bond between the two of us.
How much is he spending time with them versus working in this office and in theory hunting down time?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty close to 50-50. The biggest concern is not letting the two worlds cross, because the work at Ultra gets more and more dangerous as they let me in far deeper into that world. It gets more and more dangerous, and I have to be careful that anything, if they find out that I'm working with the Tomorrow People, I'm dead. And I can only share so much information with the Tomorrow People because I have to be worried about it coming back to get me, or also what I give them could get any of them killed at any point. So a lot of the first 9 episodes, there's a ton of back and forth of where I have to draw the line, and I get caught and find ways to get myself out of it a few times. I'm pretty much lying to everybody all the time, and I don't really know. It's I don't know. It's very difficult, especially not being able to tell you guys. Pretty much, it sets the tone for what I'm going to have to be dealing with in the first of what we've shot so far, is that I can't really trust anybody, and that I have to go with my gut, because although Jedekiah seems like the bad guy, he's the only person in the pilot who doesn't lie to me. And the Tomorrow People, even though that seems like the right place to be, and with the heroes of the story, I don't really know them. My father knew them much better than I did, but you find out a little bit about his backstory with the Tomorrow People, and why he might be telling me those things. Just to be careful about the people I surround myself with. You find out a lot about the Astrid and Steven relationship pretty early on, but for now, what I can tell you is that they are best friends. I love my scenes with Madeline, because we have become very close very quickly. She's so much fun, and what I find is that in a show that's very dark and about some pretty intense situations and with people dying and it just lives in a very dark world. The scenes where Steven kind of gets to be himself and be a normal guy are with Astrid. She brings that out of him, and I find that those are the scenes that I'm smiling most in, and kind of laughing and having a good time. But she may or may not get sucked into the same world that he's trying to balance.